Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
So, welcome everybody to another Street Life show. It is the end of July, or this is the last Friday. No, it's Thursday. I totally forgot. We moved the day. And today, special episode, because it's the first time we have a guest on the show. So everyone, please welcome Eduardo Ortiz, street photographer, nomad. What else should I call you?
Gigolo? No. no,
So
just a Latino who travels a lot.
Okay. And you are tuning in from Naples. That's where you're currently
Exactly.
residing.
Running some workshops here and photographing this marvelous city, eating a lot of carbs. All my diet went to hell, but anyway.
Well, what else should you do in Naples other than eating and then taking photos? And the food is probably amazing.
Swimming. I mean, it's so hot, so I spend most of my day, between swimming and taking photos and talking to nice people. I mean, I speak a little bit of Italian, so it's the old people swimming. That's super nice. So I just love it. Spend time here.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cheap. I mean, it's not super cheap because it's still Europe for me, like coming from other places. But it's, coffee is €1.
€1. Oh, damn.
Yeah. I mean, if you take it in el banco, like in standing up.
Yeah. Okay,
like
I remember
double.
in Rome there were these standing coffee shops. You just stand and drink and then you go out, right?
Yeah.
I think that's very Italian.
You pay usually double, I think, or way more if you sit in a table and get service.
Okay. Well,
So
you can show me this weekend because, as you know, I'm going to visit Eduardo in Naples this weekend. Kind of a
I'm gonna show
spontaneous
you the
decision.
best places to eat.
Yeah, I
I'm
can't
gonna gain
wait.
like 10 kilos, man, in one day.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm a father and I drive a lot, so it's a given that I have some more weight. Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight.
It's a pleasure. I feel I made it to major leagues now. Finally.
Stop it. Yeah, it's funny when we first talked and you mentioned that you have been following the channel, and I don't know how I found you. I'm trying now to remember how I found you, but I think your photos you took in Turkey, they popped up somewhere. You won some also a contest with?
I've been finalist in many contests.
Yeah.
I've been second,
I think that's
finalist.
how I saw your photos.
I never
first.
won any.
Me neither. Always finalist, but never.
I think I shared his profile to you too. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Thank you so
you
much, Tim. You're an angel.
Yeah, just send me. I'll send you an invoice. Just PayPal me like maybe $500.
And and then I remembered your Instagram profile photo from, I don't know, maybe I know you comment on a lot of posts, so I saw this also on my post. I remember you also commented on some of my posts, so I remembered this profile photo, and then I was like, okay, this is the guy who took this photo. And then only like a year ago, maybe I discovered that you have a YouTube channel, or maybe I should share this here to give you some love. So here's Eduardo's
That's
Instagram.
very
If you're not
modest.
following him, check it out.
15K.
And then your YouTube channel is also it's amazing. I like that you are sharing the process, the experience, and that's also one of the reasons why I was like, I gotta go to Naples and experience the same place, because your latest video was like, I was getting jealous over here in rainy Germany. And it looks like it's going to rain all summer here, so I had to escape. Yeah, and then also the video you did with Jonathan Jesberg. Have not seen this before. Yeah, it was amazing. So you also...
That was one of my favorite videos to make, and we met by chance in Uzbekistan.
Oh,
and then we drank a lot of beer. Like we spent several days drinking beer at the end of the day, and then I was like,
interesting.
Dude, you wanna interview? And I just went for a day behind him. But the day was really actually pretty boring. We didn't have like many chances to get it was a pretty quiet day. So, but we still put it off somehow. And also I mess up all the audio, so I have to then ask him to record like a voiceover because I lost half of the audio.
I have not noticed that.
Because I don't have experience with this kind of stuff. And so, then half of the audio was gone and I needed to do something. So I used the videos as a B-roll and then place the audio, sort of like fits it somehow. And I leave it there for a long time before I can actually finish the video because I didn't want to make a bad video of him. I respect him a lot.
No, I think it was great. I didn't even notice. And you had a nice look, and it didn't look like someone made this with no experience. So I was surprised because I thought you are more like photography and not so much videography, but this was actually shot nicely. And what else did I want to show? Oh yeah, you're also big on so here's your website if people want to check it out.
Oh, I need to repair it.
Yeah, I think you need to update it a bit.
It's
you also using I did not prepare it, but you're also big on Substack, right?
Yeah, I have a decent following on Substack. It's very surprising, actually. I wasn't never expecting to, but it's 2,400 people subscribe to my newsletter.
Wow.
It is great because it's like
Substack? When did you start?
Oh, like a year ago, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly like a year ago. Yeah, it's great. It's great, but I don't post that consistently. Honestly, it's like whenever I feel like. It's same with the YouTube. Actually, I don't try to follow like some sort of time frame rule. Get something per week or per month. I really, whenever I feel like writing something or putting something out, I do it. No pressure.
No, but Substack seems to be a nice outlet or platform to share. I mean your travels, but also your photography. And people have suggested to me, you should be on Substack and do stuff there, and it's so cool. And whenever something new is there, then I'm like, I don't want to learn something new. And I checked it out.
But it's nothing to learn. It's very easy.
Yeah.
The beautiful part is that you have like a limit. So then I have to select the images that work well with the story, and I have a maximum length. So then I have to be more concise about the photos or what I want to say. So it kind of pushes you to select more, like see the sequencing and try to make something nice in a reduced space. So it's a good exercise, I think, beyond the eventual following you might have.
Yeah.
So where do you find the most engagement? Most engagement between Substack, YouTube, Instagram, and it's wherever else,
engagement.
And then it's all different.
Yeah, it's all different. For instance, my YouTube channel is like more like, I would say, education stuff. Or like just my journey. People can get to know me, to see me how I work the scene in the streets, how close I'm to people. So, and then eventually get me closer to probably get more students when I run my workshops. But then my Substack is more like my personal journey, where I share more my thoughts about photography, where I curate more the photos I share. So usually the Substack would be more like personal, the place where I curate my things, where I do more art, kind of things. I also have a series about sound recording, so it's like photos with a little bit of text, but also the sound record of like, let's say a mountain or whatever I'm at, a tea place, and it's different. It's different following, I think.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, it's very effective, and it's not something you can do on Instagram. I mean, you can do it on your website probably, but on Instagram you can choose music to accompany your photography, but it's also kind of annoying when everyone is choosing music that maybe they like, but you get annoyed by it if you scroll down your feed.
Yeah.
You know? So I like what you can do. The possibilities seem to be
And also,
interesting.
it gives more real estate to your photos. You know, like
Yeah,
people
yeah.
can see WhatsApp's like on the phone or in a laptop, and they can see like full screen. So it's much better than seeing everything crammed in a small phone. You know.
Yeah. No, totally. Okay. So before we, I mean, I can already tell we are going to have good conversations today. But before we get into the news, our main topic today is going to be how to make a name for yourself in street photography. And we want to, talk a little bit about our own experience, maybe reflecting a bit. I want to hear from Eduardo, you know, how he is looking back at his career. Maybe you can share some milestones you have had. And we also want to give some examples for people who made it, let's say in quotes, because we also have to maybe define what does it mean to have made it, you know, especially in this community. It's kind of, there's so many ways to grow and have an audience, or have an audience or following that admires the work you put out. So we want to talk a little bit about that at the end. All right, but before we do that, as always, we're going to talk a bit about news. Not many news this time because we want to focus on the main discussion. But let's just jump in and talk about whatever happened in July. Let's go. Street photography news brought to you by no sponsor today. Everyone wants to sponsor this show, please email me. Okay, so first topic. This is a personal topic here because if you have followed my Instagram stories the past weeks, I have been sharing this photo here. And how did maybe I found out about this through you, Eduardo. I don't remember, or maybe it was Sam Ferris. Do you want to talk about this and give a background context? What's going on here?
I mean, this is a street photographers SFDN, like the street photography kind of foundation. Well, they organize workshops and exhibitions all over the world. I think it's run by one person. It's like one army man. I'm not really sure, but once they came to me, actually offering me like a better chance to be highlighted in the magazine if I apply to all the contests at the same time. So they organize contests like many other hubs. But the thing is, like, the photos they share, sometimes they make no sense. They share, snapshots probably made with a phone. It's like very pixelated, like very bad images, or sometimes they share stuff like they're not street photography. But they've been sharing some AI stuff, and that the cat image, it's just like too bad. Yeah. Also, the woman one, this one is also AI. It's like, I mean, how can you consider yourself like the Street Photography Foundation when you cannot tell when photography is made with AI? Shady kind of place to share images, and also they don't care. They share also the work of, they share a video of Alex Webb, and there is a photo that actually doesn't belong to Alex Webb, belongs to Suresh Nagatan. And it's said in the description, I'm sorry, in the comments, Suresh Nagatan asks, sorry guys, but this photo is mine, but they never correct it.
Yeah.
And they don't correct anything, they don't care. So I think it's like playing this clickbait kind of thing, I would say. Otherwise, there's no point, like no reason not to fix it, I think.
Yeah, it's a shame because I think in no other genre in photography we expect the photos to be genuine and made by a photographer than street photography or photojournalism. You just want to trust that the photo was done by a photographer, a real photographer, and you should also respect the photographer's photograph and rights to share the image, because as you said, the Alex Webb reel, I also seen that. They were showing a photo of a different photographer, but showed it as a photo from Alex Webb. So
like
first of all, how can this happen, right?
The watermelon photo was.
Yeah, maybe I can play it here without sound. First of all, how can this happen? Because if you know the photographer, if you know Alex Webb, you should know or double check where did this maybe someone else made this mistake and shared this photo as an Alex Webb photo and they just took it from them.
Yeah, but there is no problem making the mistake. The problem is not correcting it.
Yeah, exactly. And like, people
totally fine.
People are definitely commenting and wishing to them to correct it. And I think a lot of photographers, especially currently, are very sensitive when it comes to AI imagery, right? I guess we feel kind of threatened by AI imagery. Some photographers are, basically losing also their jobs. Stock photos are definitely going to be a thing of the past. Not so much, the photojournalism, wedding photography, and obviously street photography. So it is just very unfortunate to see a photo that is clearly not a real photograph. The photographer is also not tagged, so who is this guy? Maybe we can Google him. Is it really someone who is really a photographer? But after many people share this photo and talk about it and mention that this is probably AI, I think it's good to put out a statement. We're sorry, we didn't know, this was a mistake.
Anyway, it's got 22K likes. I know, just saw it now.
Yes, it's crazy. And a lot of people also don't. That's also the sad thing, that is most people don't even see it. I guess us street photographers, we can tell, but probably a lot of people follow this account who are also not that into doing street photography themselves. They just like to consume it. Maybe they might not.
Well, I think most people are just scrolling too. Yeah. So they scroll, they like, they're not really stopping on something. Like a lot of people, they just scroll. They're not stopping and looking at the image and like, oh shoot, this is fake.
Yeah. And I tagged them 2 times in my story to make them aware, hey, this is AI, take this down. Not that I care too much about this account and hub page. I don't really follow hub pages, but it's just, it's a bad look. And, they're also posting like fashion photography. Yeah, this is obviously from a fashion shoot. It's just, and then using photographers from famous, works from famous photographers.
Yeah, because it gives them credibility, it gives validation, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then they sell you the contest, you pay to submit because you want to be part of this community, maybe get your photo featured here. It's just making me very, untrustful of the whole community. The more I see this, and, Sam Ferris, street photographer from Australia, he also mentioned that there was a competition that was, using photographs that they don't have a right to use. I think on his Instagram you can even see a little highlight of his story. And not many people call out these competitions and these practices. So I think we should mention it here, and at least not that anything will change, but just be careful, guys. There's a lot of things like this going on. It's kind of sad, yeah. They also posted some of my photos in the past, 3 times I think so far, and they never asked. In the beginning I was like, "Oh, nice."
That's how you grew your following, right? That's how you grew your following, right?
Of course. No, I don't think I got any followers through that, but obviously it's nice when you get the recognition of anyone that likes your photo and wants to repost it. It's up to you to deal with it in your way. But after a while, and when you see how much they grew, through these practices. I think it should be common decency to ask, hey, like this photo of yours,
now.
can we share it?
Yeah.
It's
a
that
lot
simple.
of groups see this as a working formula. A lot of people see this as a working formula, so they're trying to copy this right here.
Yes, exactly.
Mimicking this business model.
They see like, oh, look, they have
actually
almost 1 million
recently I was
followers.
contacted by a contest in I don't know, like I think it was based in Dubai. They have like they checked the profile. It was like 300 or 400 followers, and they were inviting me to be the judge. And I was like, no, sorry guys, but it seems a little bit spooky.
Okay. So yeah, that was something that was going on in July.
Yeah. But are we going to dive in more in the street photography contest?
If you want, we can dive in a
later,
bit more.
Or later, maybe.
I think we will come back to it later during our main topic discussion. We can talk about competitions in general. Is this a good way to make build your career by entering contests? So maybe let's get back to it later. I think there will be opportunities to talk about this more. So, yeah, we gotta have at least one camera to talk about. It seems to be like every month a new camera comes out.
Yes.
Right?
We all love gear.
Affiliate links down below. Please buy this camera. And no.
With a discount.
Yeah. So
see my presets.
I'm bringing this camera up here because it is obviously marketed towards I wouldn't say towards me directly or maybe you guys, but it is clearly marketed towards the street photography crowd, the people who want to carry like a fixed lens camera, do street photography, document their daily lives, maybe photojournalists or someone who wants to feel like that. So, and it's they're going kind of the Leica route with this model. So this is the continuation of a camera series that they stopped making, which is the RX1R series. And I think has been 10 years since the last model. And it was always like a high full frame, the smallest full frame camera with a fixed lens. Nothing bad about the lens. It's probably cool. I have never tried it. And I like the idea of a small full frame camera with a fixed lens. Okay, no problem. It's nice to have options. But here now they're coming back because we've seen this rise in interest in compact cameras again, and these more cameras that makes us want to go out to take photos. Especially Sony is known for being like a workhorse camera, right? It just works. So we don't have like emotional attachment to it. So now they come out with this camera and they posted a little image film. I'm just going to play it here without the sound. And, they show someone, he's probably like a street photographer type, casted as a street photographer type here. And watching this, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, nice. 35mm, perfect. And why not? And it's all fine, It's probably not a bad camera. I think the issue that a lot of people have is that it's kind of ridiculously expensive for what it is. It's the smallest full frame camera, but it's competing with the Leica Q and so on.
But actually, if you adjust the price from the last one 10 years ago, adjusted by inflation, it's only $500 more expensive, and the difference could be well justified by the tariff in the US because they are doing a lot of stuff. Like the Nintendo raised all the prices.
Yeah.
For the entire world, but the tariff are like actually active in the US, but they are raising the prices for everybody, so that the US market is not hit as hard. So maybe they're doing that with this camera. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe the price doesn't. I mean, it's crazy expensive, but it doesn't seem so crazy if you look at adjusted by inflation. That's
okay. Fair take. Yeah, I've heard these arguments also before that. Of course, the prices are higher this time because of tariffs. They were already
honestly,
high-priced camera
I feel like they were already high before tariffs.
Yeah. I think they were around 3,000 or something like that. I think this is just like one part of it. I'm getting like into this, even though this is not even, I'm not even considering this as a camera for me, but you know, and then they show these photos like, taking photos of children playing football, you know, do this in Germany and then good luck, you know. I mean, it's possible. Eduardo knows it's possible, but it's kind of giving this, you know, I just don't like when people, when brands make these commercials and show like a lifestyle, which clearly is not like, it's not, they're all actors, you know, just use the real photographers, right?
Yeah.
They're probably all actors and models. So that's also...
Yeah, you don't have to wear a leather jacket in this video. Leather jacket.
They want to speak to everyone, that, you know, a wide range of people, of course. If they only show like one guy like us, then, you know, not everyone is going to be reached by this. But, you know, it's kind of a lackluster update, in my opinion. You know, the viewfinder's not upgraded, and it's little things like they got rid of the tilt screen. Like, why?
Actually,
go back, you know.
It only makes it like a cube look like more reasonable in price.
Exactly,
you know? It's better made.
Yeah.
It's better made. It's more,
right.
it's arguably cooler look. So,
yeah,
I know.
I mean, people will still buy it, of course. There will always be people who buy expensive cameras because they're expensive and hard to get for everyone. So
I think it also like creates that luxury feel because everybody has a camera these days, right, with their iPhone or something. Showing
but are you getting the luxury
camera
experience? You know,
yeah.
I think it's more like for someone who shoots like Sony and really wants something pocketable and keep like the same consistency like in the user interface or something like that. So I guess that's, you know, the luxurious Sony shooter kind of thing market, I guess.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. If I see, you know, a new model of a series, I want to see at least some improvements. Okay, new sensor, but also for me it would be too much, like a 60 megapixel. But it's just like they saved on stuff that kind of make a difference when you use it for what it's intended to. Well, it is what it is. We have to mention it here.
and the lens hood is $200 and the thumb grip is $300. It's so expensive.
That's
it's more expensive than like a thumb grip.
It's definitely a bold move. Elisio here in the chat is saying, guys, there's $100 cashback. It's a deal. So you only pay $100 for the lens hood. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Another news. Well, it's not really news for this month, but there were some updates coming in July, and we saw a little bit of the interface. There's this new platform coming, or it's being rolled out to people who are on the wait list, who got in. It's called Iris or Iris. I don't know how to pronounce it. Founded, I think, by Alan Schaller. We can check here the website a bit. That's how I found out, through him. It should be an alternative for Instagram for photographers, but they don't only want to have an alternative photo sharing platform, but they also want to connect like galleries to it. Like book publishing is going to be done, something like that. So they have a lot of plans. There's an agency included. We don't quite know yet how it's going to look like. There's going to be a magazine. Sounds exciting. I have not signed up for the waiting list. I'm suspicious. I'm just...
the email. It's money, man. It's future money.
I want to... I'm... How do you say? I'm all for people starting something and being successful at it, as long as they're not scamming people. At least if they provide value, then it's totally fine. But I was also approached a few times by people, who can program, and maybe they have people who know how this works, and they ask me, do you want to develop a new alternative to Instagram together? And they would really push for it. And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And obviously they were looking for people who have some reach to help marketing, because in nobody, to say it in this kind of way, would have a difficult time to establish a new platform, right? Especially if you want to compete with a giant like
just
Instagram.
the name Iris looks like the end boss of a James Bond movie, you know, like Starlink.
Yeah,
Iris. Sorry.
I guess it's a taste thing, but I have to say, also just looking at it, you know, the interface and it doesn't speak to me, and I have a general issue when it comes to photo sharing apps in general. So maybe I have a different view than others, but we can also talk a bit about that later. But you know, I think everyone is kind of frustrated with Instagram. Yeah, they're pushing reels more than photos. There's a lot of bullshit that is being shared, and you have to see all the stuff that you don't want to see because Instagram wants you to see it. So yeah, it can be annoying. I understand, but I don't like the idea, you know, signing up and only being surrounded by other photographers. You know, it's already like kind of there's already kind of an echo chamber community in street photography where a lot of people are so deep in the community and engaging, and everyone is, you know, giving each other likes and commenting and reposting and sharing and all these hub sites. It's already kind of, whoa, I don't want to be too deep into this. So I don't know if I don't like the idea.
Is there like a paid subscription? Did he announce anything about, like, is there a payment to subscribe?
Yeah, there's of course going to be a subscription.
Oh.
But
that's interesting.
I can, you know, they are not.
I mean, monetization
so,
is the biggest issue of any platform. So
yeah,
it's either the data, selling your data, or
exactly. It's just how it has to be. Right? They have to pay people. I heard that they have been working on it like 2 years already, so they must have gotten some funding from investors, maybe, because it's hard to work on something like this for 2 years with a team without any, you know, revenue getting in. So there's probably a lot of hope behind it and money to be paid back. So yeah, I unfortunately I haven't met someone who is on this platform to share like firsthand experience, but wanted to share it here because there were some updates on coming, and there was this video posted by Alan showing the interface, and that's when I first saw how it looks, and I thought, ooh, this doesn't look so good. Well, they can always change, of course, how it looks, but what do you think about this concept of, you know, creating this waiting list and then basically, you know, picking and choosing who's going to be on the platform? Because if people don't know and remember, a lot of photographers kind of made a career for themselves because they were kind of the first ones on Instagram. And I'm not 100% sure because I haven't been on Instagram since the beginning, but I think Alan Schaller was also one of the first photographers who was also shared by Instagram. You know, if you remember in the beginning, Instagram shared like random photographers to every user, just to show like, here, check out this guy. So you would sometimes be featured on the feed for every user on the platform. So I think that's what I heard. I have not observed it myself, but I'm just that's what I heard, is that he was definitely amongst those photographers who were pushed by Instagram. So I guess a lot of people will also want to jump on the next thing to be amongst the first, because
they want to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah, but that's been the same case with on other apps, you know, Vero. There's a photo app, but actually they contact me if I wanted to be, what was it, I need to pay basically to get a better deal within the platform, whatever that mean, and also like to get some storage. But it didn't seem like very good. And I used the app at the very beginning. Now maybe it's better, but it was like very hard to find people, so I like stopped using after 1 or 2 days. I wish it goes well, but I mean, as you say, it's like a closed garden. So it seems like it's gonna be like just for photographers. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I also don't believe that any app can compete with Instagram, because the convenience of Instagram is that, first of all, it's
Everything, yeah.
free, and then you can
Yeah.
reach everyone who is on the platform, not only photographers. When I'm on the
Yeah.
street, sometimes the people ask me, do you have an Instagram? And then I say,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I give them my name and they can see, oh, this is what he's
Yeah.
doing. I can, of course, show my website, but everyone is on Instagram. So it's just easy to connect. And nowadays I'm mostly sharing like stories to show like, oh, here's what I'm doing right now. I haven't seen a feature like this on this platform yet. But I use this the most because it enables me to quickly give a message out, hey, tomorrow we are going to stream, or here's my son learning how to ride a bicycle. It's just to show people what I'm doing, not so much posting and hosting photography. But I can understand people wanting to have a platform,
A fresh start.
to host, a fresh start, and to host their photographs without the restrictions that Instagram gives you. But then it's still a mobile platform, so it's still small. It's still on your smartphone. I still think people should have a website. So yeah, I remain skeptical just because there's so much shady business going on in this industry, and I can't trust anyone anymore. So I'm sure Alan is a nice guy. I don't want to, talk bad things here.
I think at the end of the day, it really depends on what they're gonna charge the subscription. Is it gonna be 99 cents? Is it gonna be $9.99? I think the good thing, another like positive for Instagram is, like you mentioned, like you don't just post photo related. You can see more humanistic side of the photographer, right? Not just, there's a lot of photographers, they just post only photography stuff, and that's cool. But sometimes, like, your followers, they want to see who you are, like, more than just the person that clicks the shutter button. That way you can connect on other interests, other things outside of photography. So it's kind of hard to just go on an app that's just solely for photography. I don't know. I guess it depends on like I said, the cost on a month-to-month basis, but it's gonna be tough hill to climb.
Yeah. Well, we have to see how this develops. I for one will remain on Instagram and just see how this is going to develop. Maybe we will all regret it later, but I have a feeling this might just turn into another, photo app, or all these alternative apps where it does not seem to grow much further than.
I hope it doesn't damage, Alan Shatter figure. He's,
That's a big risk. Yeah.
Well, it's not just him anymore. So there are other people behind it, and well, we have to see. I still wish them the best, but
wish them the
please
best.
Be careful.
And it's good for competition is good. It's healthy. Not that it's really in line with Instagram competition-wise, but it's good to have an alternative. But man, it's when things are free.
This got me thinking if what happens with all the hub sites on Instagram that run competitions and take money and not really doing events. Are they going to jump on this and continue to run their scheme on this platform,
Well, so long there is people, desperate for attention, there is money to be made, huh?
That's the core of it, yeah. That's right. So I'm sure this will come up again later. Okay, these are all the news we have for July. I think it's now a good time to maybe transition into the main discussion.
I have one more thing to add for the Iris, sorry.
Okay.
I think the one hurdle that they can have a significant advantage if they can figure it out is, I think a lot of photographers, especially new photographers, they want to get their work exposed, right? They want exposure.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people say Instagram buries it or whatever because it highlights reels. So if Iris can somehow just tap into that organic funnel to highlight new photos, new accounts, and create a healthy environment there, they have a fighting chance, I think. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Good. All right. Then let's go into our main topic discussion. So, how do you make a name for yourself in this scene as a street photographer?
This is where I go bathroom break.
What? Bathroom break?
This is where I can't contribute much to this. Sorry.
Okay. No, but you have been around for a long time, and you have participated in workshops, and you have seen people participating in workshops, like, for example, Paul Kessel, and then you have seen, those guys grow in their career.
OGs, they're the old.
Yeah,
OGs
but it's good to get also your perspective, and you made you made your documentary film, so you have worked with some of the people who we all know now. Melissa O'Shaughnessy, for example. Maybe you know a little bit more that you can share that we don't know. Not to share any secrets, of course. But for example, Jonathan Higbee, he was in your documentary. I wanted to bring him up as an example too, because he kind of had this, I wouldn't say like fast growth, because I knew he was doing it for a long time before. But then with his project, with the juxtapositions, he got a lot of momentum also through contest wins, some features in books, and then made his own book eventually. But then it kind of died down, and then we never heard from him again. So there are a lot of different ways to make a name for yourself, but it's not always like the right path. And then maybe we should, I don't know. How do we?
Why don't you start off? How do you make a name for yourself?
I asked Google, so we can we can show what Google AI said. No, I actually did ask, and it was a very generic answer. So that's why you should not always trust the AI answers. Yeah, I mean, I'm also a weird example, because I haven't even published a book, which is something that bugs me a bit. As a photographer, I want to have a book published. Of course, everyone does. And the YouTube thing, obviously, without the YouTube thing, I think no one would know me. I had 400 followers on Instagram before I started my YouTube channel. I would post only on Instagram and my website. But when I got interested in street photography more and more and passionate about it, I wanted to share it. It was so much fun. So that's how I started my YouTube channel. It was just like, this is so much fun. I want to share this. I want to learn. All these interviews I did, it was also kind of for me to learn. They were free workshops, right? So I know what I did to have some kind of name in the community, but I also know it's not for everyone, and it wasn't something I seeked out. It just happened. So,
God bless you, basically.
It was a lot of hard work. Okay. No, but only recently, the past 2 years, I'm getting like invites to festivals and stuff like that, which it's hugely I'm honored by that. I'm really grateful for these opportunities, because I still see street photography festivals as important events for the community. So yeah, that has been great. But Eduardo, let's talk about you as well, because you also had I think that you definitely had some
Don't share my dark secrets.
Right?
Don't share my dark secrets to the public.
But can you explain how do you see your own growth? Also, when people don't know you, then
it's been. I feel just lucky. Honestly, I feel I just like hit the jackpot a couple of times with some two interviews I had on YouTube. One made by Gareth Danks. It got like 50K views, something like that. That was like the first moment when my profile jumped. I had like 1,000 followers and jumped to like 5,000. That was the first, major, growth. And then, well, then it kept growing. I started like having kind of a pseudonym in street photography. I had a lot of friends, well connected and so on. But I wasn't growing that fast till the moment I started creating my own videos. And then it started growing steadily. And then last year I got an interview by Tim Jamieson, his YouTube channel. I was totally improvised, and it's already more than 500,000 views, which is amazing. And honestly, I just feel lucky that I just like people. I guess people connected with the way I work the street. More like I guess old school kind of style, street photography, close to people. No, very always seeking for the aesthetics. Like more like true to life. I think that's why people connected. I guess I'm feeling a niche kind of thing. Most of the street photography you see on internet is based. Like very geometrical aesthetic base, kind of I
I
would say
feel like you in
soulless.
that video you made it look so easy and so calm, and so I think a lot of people initially they think of street photography very
It
like
triggered a lot of people
fear
too, huh?
mongering. Yeah.
In a bad way. They were saying things like you're so disrespectful with people and so on because you're so close. And I was like, well, actually, I feel like all the opposite. When I get closer, I actually give people power, and they could shout at me, they could hit me, they could do anything to me. So it's like I feel I give power to people when I'm closer, not like take more from them. So I think I have like a very kind of like my body language. I think it's my shoulders always relaxed. I think I don't know. It's maybe an aura, but yeah, I think people connected to that more like old school sort of work.
Yeah,
But also
I
my
think
YouTube
this is
channel
also
has been
lacking
steady.
this mindset. Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but I think one has to be careful with this like kind of growing too fast as well, because also you might attract people who's not really interested in your work. Like you can become viral, but then the next thing you do, nobody watch it. So I feel I'm lucky because usually people that following me, I feel like people are engaged with what I do. Like I get messages almost every day, like thank you for your work. You inspire me, and it's just so beautiful. Like it's not like just people following from the darkness, and I don't know. It's nice. But I feel lucky, honestly. It doesn't feel like I feel like I deserve it because I work a lot. I work hard, like you did too. Like I've been shooting a lot, making the videos and everything. But it's been constant, work. But still, I feel like I hit the jackpot, like twice.
I mean, you always need a little luck and help. You can't do it all by your own. That's what I also learned.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think what I experience, and you probably also have experienced. You already mentioned how people send you messages and say, thank you for your work and stuff like that. And I wasn't used to that. And I have a message here. Can probably not see it. I have a message here printed on my wall because it was so touching. It made me cry. Like honestly, someone was like, you saved my life, and it happened 2 times, and 2 times doesn't sound like a lot, but if you save 2 lives, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know what extent I saved someone's life, but when you get these messages, and for me at least, I get so much motivation, and I feel like, okay, this is why I should continue. It's giving people something, and without even talking to someone directly, but just you exposing yourself and your thoughts, and probably also through your photography, and you can touch people, and you never know. So I'm actually glad that more and more street photographers are using platforms like YouTube to share more, because the photos itself, they can leave an impact. Yeah, there are some photos in history that are very impactful, but you can still, I think you can even reach more people when you share,
the journey.
Yeah, exactly, the journey. And it is through the internet we can share everything. I mean, sometimes we share too much, but it was not like this before. And I remember seeing documentaries and seeing, first time I saw a POV GoPro footage with James Nachtwey, in the war scene. I was like, whoa, I didn't know it's this intense. But I didn't know. And just seeing this movie with him, this changed everything. I was like, okay, I'm stopped taking these landscape photos and beautiful travel scenes. I want to take photos that tell some meaningful story in some way. And so, yeah, all power to you, to your YouTube channel. Please continue. We need more of that. And I also saw the video that sorry, what's the guy again?
Tim Jamieson?
Yeah, again, exactly. Tim Jamieson's video. I've seen
such
this
a cool guy.
thumbnail like every day, and I refused to click on it. That was before I knew you, because to me it sounded kind of clickbaity. You know, I think he changed the title or something like that. But it was like kind of clickbaity, and it was a time where a lot of people, where Polyb's walkie-talkie was blowing up and everyone was doing these interview kind of videos. So I was like, oh, another one, and I kept seeing your thumbnail and saw the views, and I was like, okay, I think. And then my brother told me, have you seen this video? You should check it out. So okay, I'll give it a watch. And then I saw it, and I saw you, and then later I connected the dots. Oh, this guy who I also saw on Instagram. So yeah, okay. But now would you say, I don't know too much about your current, lifestyle, and I listened to, the Street Life interview you did, so I know a bit about your background, but are you now only living off your workshops, and that's what you mainly do?
I would say 90% maybe
Cool.
with that. And then also I give Spanish lessons. Well, I used to live out of that, but now I'm giving less and less. Because I sometimes I don't want to depend on internet, but actually next week in 2 weeks I'm going to Kyrgyzstan, and I don't want to have to deal with Spanish lesson, but I want to have to because I'm still teaching 1 day per week, full day. But yeah, but actually before even I got that video of Tim Jamieson, I was all my workshops were full already. And I only have like 11. And actually, I got a guy in Turkey asked me, Korhan Ader, a very good photographer from Istanbul, very good at juxtaposition stuff. He asked me how come you get all those students? I have more followers than you. Like he got like 13K. I have 10 or 11K. So it was like, I told you it's all about like people maybe got to know me better deeply thanks to my videos, or they see me in action more often, like when I interact with people, maybe that gives them more like trust me instead of trust somebody else. But I had like 10K, he got like 13, and all my workshops were full already. So I think since pretty much like all the people who were following my work were like very engaged, and I always appreciate that, And also I kind of playing a pseudo character. I'm kind of tough also in social media. I kind of go against like all the more like the influencer kind of subculture where like quality doesn't matter, but it's like if you saw some of the last ads from Leica, they were. It was one of a photographer called Harrison. It was just like so bad. The images were horrible. Sorry, but it was so bad. And I got a message, like it's. I feel that's dangerous because it's, like Leica has always been a luxury brand, but it went from selling at least the imagery kind of so important thing, but now it's just a lifestyle. Selling a lifestyle, get this camera, you're gonna look cool like me, like this guy with full tattoos. So I commented, against that, and I feel people like that as well. Like I'm consequent. I'm not selling. I also talk about like presets, against presets, selling presets, and people. I guess people feel like I'm kind of genuine, and I also always criticize when somebody's just doing clickbait videos, and I'm not just like, trying to say good things to everybody, to please everybody. I'm being very kind of open about the way I think, and maybe that also helps. Like as before, I'm just feeling, I guess, a niche.
Maybe you do, and I think people like you who speak their minds and are not afraid to offend someone or people, they are not really usually, people within the community or the scene that are in the scene with, who people look up to. Because I feel like there's a little bit of a, how to say it? It's also on YouTube. It's also with the photography creator community. It's kind of like everyone wants to be nice to each other, which is fine, I guess. But when with my good friends, I tell them, what you just did, what is this? What are you doing? And I try to be like that also with other people, but some people can't take any form of criticism. It comes off like an attack. So I think it's not common for people to make a name for themselves and become someone in the scene by by kind of exposing the things that are like these influencers being used to promote a lifestyle. Like calling out this thing is not, it's not seen as cool or good. You should not do that. But a lot of people already know it's not good. It's fake. It's just promotion. So yeah, I can also see why maybe you're filling a niche, because people can already see through the bullshit, right? So when people are pretending and faking things, that doesn't work for a long time. Eventually, people will see through
the bullshit.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there are many people who have a huge audience, and then you look who's following them. It's not the guys you would want to be followed by. It's not like
or those videos like of I'm a street photographer. Can I take a portrait of you? And TikTok full of those videos.
How can we what are these kind of videos? Maybe it's content. It's content for entertainment. It's a little bit sensational, maybe.
It's misleading too, so it's just like it's questionable.
Yeah, but this is how you reach a lot of people in a short time when you are online. Not the way you do it. You don't reach a lot of people. You can. Obviously, you have a following now, but you're not in the millions. But some people do these. Can I take a portrait of you? And they have millions of followers. So, how would you say? What would you say is, if someone wants to grow a big audience for whatever purpose? We could also probably talk about why you should have grow an audience or why not. But what would you say if someone who approaches these trends and follows these formulas? Would you say in long term they are getting the success they want, or is this all just a facade? And
I mean,
really
it all depends on what's actually your goal. If your goal is just purely get be an influencer and create content, it's totally like this guy Harrison. I mean, it's totally fine. Maybe he's getting a good life out of it. He can maybe have a Porsche, like other photographer I heard about. And so on. So, like, it really depends on your goals. For me, my goal is I want to be a good photographer, and I'm enjoying the journey, and I want to keep improving my style, and not style actually. I just want to keep on creating, exploring. So I don't want to be a slave of my style, of my photographer kind of persona. I just want to be free. So whenever people sometimes comment, you switch it now to black and white, or like you change your style, and I'm like, you're defining my style. I haven't never defined my own. So why would you define my style? Just a person. I'm exploring. I'm 35 years old. I just want to keep taking photos, as many photos as I can. And now, actually, thanks to the workshops, I can do it further. I can do it more. So for me, so long I can kind of support my lifestyle, but I just want to be at peace with myself at the end of the day. I don't want to I could make videos on YouTube, 5 ways to learn this, 5 ways to and start making all this clickbait stuff, like some other photographers, well-known photographers, started like that, and now it was in hundreds of thousands maybe. But I don't think those guys are gonna really stay get into this history of the street or the art of photography. And really, for me, my goal is getting to Magnon or getting in the history of photography. My goal is not competing in the Instagram world or on the YouTube world. My goal is be in the history of photography kind of thing. Instead of, for me, I only competing with myself and my own goals. So I think people get lost in kind of the following the numbers and stop like thinking about like their own growth, like just seeking these kind of numbers. But it's fine. I mean, I cannot criticize that, because I've been lucky, and I feel lucky that I can now live out of this. And so I now I try to keep sweet spot. I don't want to become too wild. That I don't care about having 100K or 200K or 1 million if the people are not engaged or really don't understand me as a photographer or my journey. I'd rather have 30K that really understand me and really want to go with me and grow with me in this journey, or just nothing. So for me, just like, I think I from the beginning knew what kind of social media persona I wanted to have, and I stick to that, and it's been working.
You have
I've been
standards.
adamant.
You have your own standards. No, yeah, it's. I also sometimes ask myself, are they even, are they not, are they okay with that? Some people have no shame, but some people would argue that, yeah, use social media, grow fast, get a lot of money, and then you have financial freedom. You can do what you want. Then you can become a good photographer, But I have a feeling once you taste the success or the things you can get through attention and social media and trends, unless you prioritize, like you prioritize your art, your photography, you will be how do you say, lured, or it's hard to say no to money at a certain point when this is all you do. And people,
if I could offer a Hasselblad for free to make a video, I would take it. I cannot criticize that.
Guess why I said yes to it. I struggled for 2 months with my patrons. I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be a sellout. But if I do it, I'm allowed to sell it, and I need the money. And everyone was like, just do it. No, everyone will forget. I was like, no, people will not forget my trust. The thing is, at the end, I was like, I do it.
Yeah, but you never. But you never place the gear at the core of your your journey. Like there was like the huge backlash that the Roman Fox had when he changed from Fujifilm to like Sony. There were people talking in blogs about it, and of course, if you put the gear such an important like place in your journey, people will get angry. Some people make buy a camera, make the purchase decision based on him or me, But if I change my camera,
identify him as with the brand.
Yeah. So if I change my camera, nobody's gonna care. They're gonna see in the video probably when I came out with a video. Oh, you changed the camera, but not gonna make a big thing about it. And people wouldn't care about if I use a Sony or if I use a Fuji or use a Leica, Just like I use whatever camera. When people ask me what camera should I buy, I say like whatever suits your budget. Get the best camera you can in your budget. That's it. Don't complicate things.
Yeah, but people like to follow people where they have some commonality. It's kind of like with film and digital. Some people, I feel like, base their whole career and identity off the medium they use. It's only film, so a lot of people support and what?
His film is good.
Yeah, I know you use both, and I also used both, but nowadays I'm like, let me do just digital. But I think it's probably easier to grow an identity through, a medium or a brand or something, because you already have a following available to you. Some people that are already into something you do, but not only into you. So it's much harder to grow a following where someone just wants to follow you because you are you and because of your photography. So, and people don't choose the hard path; they choose the easy path. So yeah, and what can I say? I struggle with this because my channel. It looks like a big channel, but the growth has been like very slow compared to the rest. And that's because I'm like, I do this, I do an interview, I do a POV, I do a review. It's like, I'm not doing like one thing all the time, which is the formula to grow on YouTube. It's like, give people what they expect all the time. And then they come back and then they subscribe. So, I want to do what I want to do and still have the time to do something outside of YouTube as well. So, but that's always a struggle. And okay, yeah, I guess.
So stay real, I would say. So
stay real. What I can also give as an advice to everyone watching in terms of this topic is, I learned that staying true to yourself will be will get noticed by people who value that. And if you value this, like honesty, integrity, and being true to yourself, then people who also value it will notice. And I got some messages from photographers or people who I never thought would watch my content, because I thought they would not even be on YouTube. But then they would tell me, you're the only guy who I can trust, or who seems to really enjoy what they're doing. It's not fake smile and stuff like that. So that to me is a huge, encouragement, which I think is my currency. Is not the amount of followers or how many people buy a GR because of me. It's because it's the people who, like the guy who I have on my wall here, who were influenced and got ignited a passion maybe for photography. Maybe they like the way I deal with my life. I don't know. They see something and they get something of it, or my photography as well. So, and that to me is so much more valuable. So if I would lose that and I would only get the benefit of free gear and money, and everyone watches my one format that is successful, I think eventually I will not be happy with it, because I miss the other thing which is more important to me at the moment.
I think you get burned out too, right?
Yeah, you would get burned out.
You fall victim.
Also, people evolve. You evolve.
Following the algorithm.
Everyone, normal people, healthy people, evolve throughout their life. You don't do one thing your entire life. You maybe do one kind of thing your entire life, but you will still develop. And if people don't want to follow you for that, then they are not your people. So I don't know if that's good advice. If you want to grow, you don't listen to me.
You can play with, a little bit with the algorithm, but stay truth to yourself. Like I would say, like the good thing is like having a separation. I have my YouTube channel for my educational stuff, my Substack for my personal stuff, and my Instagram is the place where I connect. That's it. I'm not trying to. It's like Instagram is more like my dump place. I just post whatever the latest thing I'm working on, but it's not like really curated. But my Substack is my place where I curate things. I make things look nicer. Then my YouTube channel is where I just like share the kind of the work when I work the scene, and the people get to know me, in a different way.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can touch on the competition part of street photography just to explain the other side of the corner. We now talked about social media and what worked for us, and let's talk a little bit about street photography competitions. We both have entered, as we found out, and we were amongst the finalists but never won. Do you think if you would have won, would that give you the same momentum and reach and as some of these interviews you did or other things you did? Do you think in this day and age winning a contest is still something worth pursuing or participating in contests outside learning if something works or not? But that's also questionable sometimes. Would you still recommend people to...
It's a question?
Yeah, it's a question.
Well, it felt like more like too long. But anyway,
yeah, we don't need to go too deep into this. I just thought we should touch on that before we...
Yeah, like it depends on the content. If you win like lens culture, probably it's gonna get you, some good deals, some expo. Like I got really great exposure when I was finalist in lens culture. I got many, big profiles following, like the Bragdon brothers. These guys all take very great photos, and I love their work. They created a book called Phantasmagoria, something like that. amazing photographers both, and I got to know them thanks to that. They reached out to me. They were like, oh, I love your series. So yeah, it's a good place to connect with more photographers, I would say. I don't know if connecting with people like that were actually my students. um, but it really depends on which contest. But in general, really what really gave me reach was like YouTube channel, YouTube. Sorry, um, the contests are very. I mean, I've seen many names that win a lot of contests, and they go like finalists winning, and they're still like stuck on 3K followers. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, but still, like they're not growing an audience thanks to this contest, and they've been winning, several, so being finalists, been always there on the top, and really not getting a meteorical kind of growth. So. But I also say it's hard to tell because so many contests are honestly seems like more like a scam. Many of them that are kind of very dodgy, like the Pure Street, the one you shared with me, TDM magazine.
Yeah, they play off the vulnerability or the insecurity of the photographers who want validation and seek some kind of affirmation that they're doing something or growing. Street photography competitions in general, especially the single category, I don't think is a good way of growing a name for yourself, because everyone can take one amazing photo in their life. It can happen. It can also be luck. And then you enter and you win. And I always see the same photos winning, getting into the finalist rounds. Tim, you can sing a song about that.
Please, Tim,
my gosh, my eyes are so tired.
Yeah, but what they're doing is they're basically making a name for themselves for this one photo they took, and then they keep submitting for years and years sometimes, and it's good to get applause and feedback to a good photo. If you need that, then do it. But I don't think you're doing anything in terms of making something out of it. It's just one photo. So I think series have potentially more impact for you.
Series, and then I think you have to win. You have to win multiple festivals.
Yeah, and then
Paul's Q Train is a good example.
Or Jonathan Jasper too.
Yeah, you have to have. That shows that you have consistency. You're not getting this one lucky shot. You keep making good work. If it's not always the same photo, of course. But then if you submit a series, I mean, there are probably less submissions for series than single images, so it's harder. But then you have something that later maybe a publisher can pick up and say, we saw this winning series. Are you interested to maybe publishing it? And then you get into the process of maybe publishing a book if you're lucky like that. And then I think you establish a name for yourself where people value your work and not that you got this one lucky shot, So I think people should be careful not to fall into, the false belief that if you win a competition, you suddenly made it. I have friends who won competitions and I don't think they got anything out of it other than maybe a few more followers. And like we mentioned in the beginning, Jonathan Higbee, he was able at the end, but he also had a series. So he had both, winning contests with single images and had a series. But then there was just nothing new coming afterwards. So cool. I guess this can all be it.
I mean, but I mean, so you need. I mean, some contests, lens culture probably. There are so many of them now. So many, like in Europe, is full of them. The European scene is full of them.
Yeah.
Some of them, very kind of spooky looking. I know the case, for instance, of Street Macadam. I was part of the team at some point, and even the Stig Clint, he said he wanted to keep it very open, wide open, because he wanted to get more entries, and he didn't care about the quality, and it was like more like just to get money, and it was like literally the money is better in my pocket than in their pockets, like, and I was like, shit, no, this is. And also go like the TDM magazine that Sam Ferry was calling out because they were using a photo of him without asking for permission. But especially, like Street Magadan was using a photo of Alex Webb that was probably made for use for like a campaign, so definitely they don't have the rights to use it. And then there are like the ones that look legit, but look still questionable. Like there's the iShot magazine that I love. Usually they have very good selections, but most of the marketing is targeting street photographers. If you know iShot magazine, iShot magazine, and most of the marketing is like targeting street photographers. But when you see the judges, most of them are Magnum, National Geographic, Life magazine. So it's definitely in the last few years, it's really lining heavily towards documentary. So they're using street and documentary, but they're capitalizing from the street, but really giving more like to the documentary, because probably is what you say, then they can get this series to be published easily in other places. Probably, I don't know. But also it's unfair because street photography suffers for not being easy to share with people. Like documentary photography, you can always get, a magazine that shares your stuff, and like anything, like even government fundings, but for street photography, nobody's gonna get like government funding. So they're capitalizing with this. They should really focus more, I think, in the street photography world, because this lacks, the ability to to reach more people, but no, they are like really lining towards documentary. But the marketing is really more towards street. So I find it not bad. It's not a bad contest, but I feel like a little bit, unfair with the community that they built and they created, and people respect them. So yeah. I think it will have to be said. Like so many. I mean, I have like a huge list of weird places to share your images that you shouldn't. But I'm not gonna call them all of them because everybody's gonna hate me. And I'm never gonna get invited to do a speech.
Someone was saying in the chat, names.
Names.
Give us names.
I mean, you can tell. You can tell. The winners of you always see the same names, and also like the Lisbon street photography lately, the last edition. Tim, tell me about it, please. Are you still there?
Oh, Lisbon.
Lisbon. You lost.
Yeah.
That was the first contest, wasn't it? Or the second?
Oslo too. Lisbon and Oslo, but Lisbon they selected it looked like the photographer shot the same scene or something, and they both made it into the finalists. And it's just like, what's going on? And a lot of the images are good, but it just seemed like an all-star cast list, like from all the different festivals that made it in. And I mean, I knew some other people that submitted that, they could have got their work in, but I don't know.
I think first, like the street contest, they should like prescribe the photos, like use like photos like more than 3 years old, like at least this or last year, no more than that. That should be a thing that shows, for instance, in the Lisbon, 3 of the last the finalists are, one is organizer of the Dublin Street Photography Fest. Another one is organizers, I think, the Rome Photo Lab. I think it's Ares Perot, Paul Murray, Latife. That's an organized festival, but they also organize exhibitions. So they're putting their name everywhere, and it seems like very predatory way to just like get all the attention themselves. And I don't think they're the best photographers in the world, like to be constantly finalists in every contest. Honestly, like I want to see more variety in the world of photography, not just the same photo that I've seen for the last 3 years.
And if someone runs a contest for multiple years by now, they should not only look at their contest, but also look outside, and they should notice these patterns, and they should see, hey, this photo got in 3 years in a row. Maybe it's time to put a limit on, if someone already was finalist or winning photo at a contest, then no, you're out.
And they say no, the votation is anonymous. The votation is anonymous. They say, but I say, oh, come on, man, I can't recognize all these photos. They've been in all the contests. I know exactly the photographers behind these photos. Actually, in the Macadam contest, I was talking with the team, like, because there were like 2 photos that were like very higher up. One was 9.4, the 9.3, and I was like, let's have a meeting and discuss the winners openly and make a live out of it, so that people can learn why we're choosing these photos and what's the thought process behind this, like the winners. It would be nice to share that in a live. But then he was like, no, but this is not impartial. But this difference between 9.4, 9.3 could easily be given by a photographer who recognized the photographer behind the photo. He voted the photo negatively. And then another guy in the team said, yeah, I voted this photo negatively because I know this photographer has been, Anna Biret, she's been appearing in many contests in the top, finalists. And it's like, he's proving my point. It's not impartial just by giving by a note. We need to sit and maybe in a live and choose, and that would be even better for the community, because they're gonna see why we're choosing this photo instead of this one. Like they can see the thought process.
There's more value
behind
then,
it. Yeah, there's no value.
A lot of the judges are the same too, so
Yeah.
that doesn't help.
And some judges you have never heard about, and sometimes I'm not gonna name my friend, name the names of my friends, but I have a small circle of people, some informants, who send me sometimes links. We check out, we go down the rabbit hole. Where does it lead? All the roads, lead to Rome, right? But you find sometimes like, oh, this partner here is the same, is also partner at this competition. Oh, hey, look, this judge is now also judge, and there is a little bit of a community also.
Last year, Anna Biret was like judging 4 or 5 contests. Same.
Wow.
Come on, what are we talking about? 5 contests. So then you see, like, even if it's fair, if it's like voted, blindly and everything, it's still lining towards a specific sort of work. There's like some sort of, preference. You can see there is a tendency. So same names, same people. So yeah, it's I would say stay away from most of them.
And also very important to also keep in mind that some judges, even some known photographers, some bigger names, they say yes to competitions without asking for anything in return, because they also want to show that they are part of the big club, So, like, for example, Sam Ferris, the TDM magazine judges, there were people that I personally know, and I was like, oh, why are they participating? And he reached out to them, apparently, which he shared in his story, and they would often say that they didn't know. They just agreed because they were happy to be part of it, and they are also, doing workshops, so they want to put their names out just like everyone wants to put their name out as a photographer entering competitions. So it's kind of a circle.
It used to be like before COVID, the competition, it used to just be like a fun thing. Like, okay, if I didn't make it, okay, my money went to support whatever festival, Miami or San Fran.
Yeah.
It used to just
you
be
want to
like
know
that.
where
Like,
your money went to.
Yeah, and I've attended those festivals, so I got to know the organizers and see their hard work on site and everything that goes behind the scenes. So it's like, okay, whatever, $50, like I didn't get in, not a big deal. But now it's after COVID, it's become this whole big online conglomerate scheme, money funnel thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You heard it here. Photo competitions are all scams. Nothing positive. There are of course some exceptions, but
there's some exceptions.
But you don't really see that what is good, what is not good anymore. Especially on Instagram, everything ends up looking like a scam to me. Oh man, okay. We talked a lot, and we probably can talk for hours, but we should come to an end here. We obviously can solve, give you a formula to how to make a name for yourself. Here's also the thing: find your own way. That's more interesting. So find your own way, find a niche, and then that offers also value. We don't need 1,000 Eduardo's, we don't need 1,000 Tims.
There's one last question I would love to answer, though, before we go.
Okay.
Maybe. Because someone is asking how you choose a competition. I would say, you check the last year winners, you check the judges. If the work is similar to yours, you might have more chances. Check if the contest has like an actual exhibition, and check the level of the exhibition. Some like exhibitions are really like just like paper printed, like paper, like very bad quality, hanging with a little clips. That's not a. So check the quality of the last year winners, the last edition. So even 2 years behind, and yeah, that's it. I would say, and the price. I mean, it's reasonable. 10 euros maybe a photo, or a series maximum 35, 40, not like 60 like in the Brussels.
And then try to understand where is this money going. If they are having 3 prices, like one is a backpack and one is a lens or a camera, then it's probably a sponsored price. So they're not paying for the prices as well. So are they paying the judges? What are they doing with the money that's left? Is it?
They pay
does
you
it
exposure.
seem reasonable?
They pay you exposure.
Yeah, they pay you exactly. Maybe some judges even agree to be paid in exposure by being part of it.
Yeah.
I only did one competition as a judge for free, and it was very little work, and it was just for a national German magazine where,
nice.
Where
no photos of
I
children,
knew the people. I could go to them, say hi to them. Okay. Yeah, that was good. I mean, we can never touch all aspects of this broad topic, but I hope we were able to give you a little bit of an idea how we see this scene. We still want to look at some photos. Sorry, Eduardo, for making this a little longer.
No, it's fine.
Let's
came
try
from some blood,
to
actually,
not go over the 2-hour mark, but has been fun so far. Now we are moving on to photos of the month. Eventually, I think Tim and we want to also show some photos of the viewers. We will figure out a way how to do that. But usually we show, photos we took during the month, just to keep us, motivated and give us some kind of challenge to not, slack and don't go out to take photos. So we want to share some photos and then talk a bit about it. Of course, our guest also has photos to show, and then we will end it with that. So, where's my transition? Photo transition here. Boom. Okay. Now we have 4 photographers here. Who wants to start? The guest can, of course, start first if he wants. Would you mind maybe starting, Eduardo? No one wants to start first.
Do I need to share my screen?
No, I'm going to share the 2 photos. You sent me, I know you sent me a link with a little bit of portfolio images. If you want, we can also...
wanted to show, but you don't want to show my photos.
No, I have it all here imported in my software. And I have the 2 that you probably took in July, or photos you wanted to show here. I have 2 of the recent ones.
Yeah,
right? This is probably a recent one. Do you see it in the stream?
Not yet. Give a second.
Yeah. Yeah, he's watching the stream in order to see what's going on here. So yeah, the 2 you sent me from July. So we always look at the current
from last week. Actually.
From last week.
Last week.
I think I saw this in wasn't it also in your video?
In the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was in the video. It was one of my favorite photos of that day.
Yeah. So this is not a critique, we just show photos and we're like, yeah, this is cool, and tell us more about it. So there's no pressure to show the best of the best, but this is a cool moment. Do you want to share what happened, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I saw these girls, and they were like very touchy. So I thought they were gonna kiss at some point. And I like the light, but they were in the dark, so I was shooting with flash. I like to shoot with flash in seaside scenes, and also because like all the details kind of pop with flash. So I was just like, okay, why not? A little bit of flash and waited like a little gesture, a little kiss, and snap the photo. It was like a very tight space, so I couldn't get like, because there were a lot of kids behind me, so I couldn't get like, I would have given a little bit more space to show a little bit more. But I think it's okay. It's not showing much. I didn't want to show too much of the girls, the butt or something, because they could tell me, you are like kind of, I don't know. But yeah, I snap a photo, and the flash in the middle of the day, honestly, people don't see it.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we are going to get
the video, the POV
weather like this Sunday, and I'm going to bring my flash as you advised.
Yeah, you have to, and it should be like a decent, kind of powerful kind of. I mean, not that powerful, but powerful enough.
I was always anti-flash for a long time, but especially on those days where you have harsh shadows, it's just a little trick you can use, to point the attention to something. So it's
pop.
Yeah, and it doesn't even does not always look unnatural. So as long as I don't like photos where the background is completely black, you only see something that is being flashed. So, I mean, it's an aesthetic that can also work, but yeah.
For instance, I always worry about the background. So for me, when I use flash, the background is still important. I don't dark everything in the background to just make flash pop. Like more like, let's say, more characters-based work, like Trevor Weisskopf. He's like making the background a little bit darker, and basically the flash is what pops the character. For me, no. For me, the background is still important. I try to see the composition. Then the flash is a little bit like a feeling flash more than making the only way that my subject is popping.
Here's a question from Oz. What kind of grid is that behind the couple? It's probably just
there's some lights there, like they illuminate. There's you're gonna see it. There's like a big, like a fort. So these lights are actually illuminating the fort. So I think that's structured for that. Yeah, the lights. You're gonna see them.
Okay. Yeah, I really want to go to the seaside. I don't have a sea here near me, so.
No, TTL is for losers.
For losers, yeah. Right.
No, but during the day, like you see almost full power most of the time. When it's really close is when I dial it down. But when it's during the day, it's just full power.
And are you using off-camera flash, or is this just straight
off-camera flash with the flash cue?
Okay.
The triggers, the small triggers. Very good. Very cool. Pretty thing.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. So the location. I saw this in your video and I was like, wow, this is perfect. I mean, especially if you like to layer things. And was that close to the other location? Is that all the same?
Really, I think it's like 10 minutes walking.
I like how you have on the left bottom, you still have the hand coming in. So it's kind of balances the rest.
Nice.
So actually, this is the first shot I took. Then I stepped back and I got more context, like the guy on the left side. But actually, I prefer the first one, like a little bit more, like more mysterious.
So you mean this one?
Yeah, this one, because the other one you actually see the boy, hanging. You see, the hand. You see the full body of the boy, and there's actually another girl on top. But I think it was like too much going on, so I prefer this one that is a little bit more like in there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was playing
can I
with
ask you a question about this?
Closure. Tell me.
This makes me curious because so you said you stepped back and then you saw more context, and this is more mysterious, the first one.
Yeah.
Do you always go for the more mysterious image, or do you sometimes think, I want more description because I want to show the place how it is? Because you're choosing a frame here, but you also step back. Do you switch between the two, or
I switch. I'm constantly playing with the distance depending on what I'm gonna tell. Like sometimes it's about more context, but like here it's more about like I wanted to not be that obvious maybe, and also like it gives you more work as a viewer, that you fill in the gaps. You see the legs of the boy, you can imagine there is a boy hanging, you see the hand on the left side, you can imagine, just kind of expanding gives you more food for thought, I think.
Yeah.
It's like the other image I took is like I'm eating the food, and I mean, sorry, I'm chewing the food and give you the food already, almost eaten. It's like I'm not giving you power as a viewer. You understand? And here I'm giving you like work kind of thing. You fill in the gaps.
Okay, very interesting.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
that makes total sense. I like when images make you want to look at them longer and figure out the rest. I have kind of this struggle to choose either one, because when I'm photographing, for example, my city, I like to sometimes be more descriptive because it is about the place as much as it is about the scene. So then I feel like in the end I could have made a more exciting composition and photo, but I want more description because I want this one big scene, but at the end it will be more interesting not showing everything. So when I'm traveling, for example, I'm all about playing around, being playful, but I feel like in my city I want to be more descriptive. So it's interesting to this moment when you decide between either or. So
I always play with the closure kind of thing, leaving things in the shadow, like giving a little bit of mystery, So basically, you completing the image on your mind. So I don't need to show you. Sometimes it's better to suggest than show everything.
That's also where your own visual language comes through, because you make very very specific decisions when you show more than when you show the entire scene. Then there's less way to incorporate your own voice into it. You know what I mean? So by choosing to show less, you have more to work with to make it a little bit more unique.
All people are comparing with Alex Webb. I'm sorry. I'm not copying him. I never studied his work.
We are all influenced by him. Just look at all the competitions, and how can you not? It's this is his legacy. God. So
the curse of Alex Webb.
Yeah. Look at that video. That's also a great one.
It's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay, last question before we move on, because we have you here on the show.
Wait, hold on. I noticed something about the photo. What I like about it is the kids are all barefoot, and then the one adult has shoes on. I think small details like that, it just goes to show like the humanistic side of humanity, where like kids kids are more like just curious and wild animals in the jungle, and adults, we're still conditioned to being and behaving a certain way. So I think this image nails it in that aspect. So I think it's
new layer unlocked.
Like it's easy to it's really easy to dissect the photo. Just like, okay, the color, the gesture, okay, there's geometry, the lighting. I like the girl's gesture, but then if you can find little small details like that and make up your own story or how you analyze or connect with it, I think that's what takes it to another level.
Yeah.
And also you spend time there. I also did exercise with those kids, like I play with them. I got to know the father.
Did you have shoes on?
No, actually. I'm always barefoot.
That's
a good image.
I wanted to when I saw it, I thought, oh, this is so much fun. Like I would have loved to throw some kicks at that sack that was hanging.
Every time I see a gym,
to punch it and kick it, he clearly had no idea how to, and thought, hey, it's a fun scene. Can probably easily make
every
friends.
Every time I see a jungle gym photo, I always think of Lauren Wells' photo of Coney Island.
Oh yeah,
because that's like her signature shot, and that was like in 2012 or something. But I think that was second place in Miami, but it should have won. But every time I see a jungle gym, like that's like she holds the standard in my eyes of a perfect shot of a scene. But yeah, this one's good.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you one last question.
In a contest.
Do you what would you say? Like, you do you go out every day, or do you have days where you're staying at home? And
yes,
so, every day.
Yeah.
How would you say is your keeper rate? Not that we keep score here, but I'm just curious, if you go out every day, how
honestly,
much?
I mean, people tell me they have a kind of a high hit rate because they watch my YouTube videos and they feel like I have a good hit rate. So I don't know. I'm not obsessed with that. For me, I just go out to have a good day. Sometimes I just like swimming more than shooting, or doing exercise and that with these people here and then shooting. So I'm not like obsessed with photos, honestly. Like if I get a good photo per day, if I get one great photo in a day, it's great, But so, and that means 360 photos in a year. So it's almost impossible to get that many good photos. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But the great photos just come far in between, I think.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't know, it just happens. Like, well, how did this happen?
Yeah.
So who wants to go next? Tim, you didn't really go out, right?
I'll go next.
Okay.
I didn't go out at all.
Yeah, I also did not go out that much, but I have your photos in my browser open because you sent me through Instagram. It's easier to open it there. So you tell us what you did, but it was like an assignment, I think.
This is just a commercial photo gig for a local hotel here, and it's an event, and they wanted me to capture it. I always try to capture it very street style, especially if there's activities going on.
Yeah.
So I use flash, and when I'm photographing, for work or for a company, and there's activities going on, I'm always looking for action.
Yeah.
I think a lot of photographers, they always look for posing, clean commercial look, like posing the shots or getting the group shots, which I'll get afterwards. But to me, like when you're working for something like this, you want to get the moments, right? Always be on the lookout for that. So,
do you find that you have a benefit over other photographers because of that? That you can bring in your street style or street smartness? And do your clients actually appreciate that? Do they see this?
Yeah, they like it.
Yeah,
they love me. Everybody loves me.
Because this is the second time you show us an assignment in like a street style setting.
I know.
Maybe you take more photos for others, street photos for others.
Yeah.
No, but it's cool. I think it's good that you can do that.
It's kind of like you gotta have instinctual, like when you're working for a client, but you can't just get anybody that has no experience doing street or documentary and plug them in. I think they're not gonna understand because they're so used to shooting like pose or very perfect looking shots or editorial style.
Yeah.
So I think my interest with street and just focusing on like reactions and movement, and even like reactions not just in the foreground but in the background as well. Like I'm always paying attention to what's happening behind because that's what helps me layer things. But yeah, it's not sexy because it's like paid work. But it's not like they told me. It's not like they told me. Oh,
it's
this
paid
is what we're
practice,
looking for.
man. It's paid practice, and then you go back.
Exactly.
I mean, some street photographers make a good living, shooting assignments in their street photo style, and that's awesome. I mean, they're not always proud of
people
the work.
Get money like that. Where? Where do I sign?
Is this part of your workshop in Mexico? Is this going to be part of your workshop? Then I might come over.
How to make money with street photography. Oh, that's lovely.
Nice. Okay, cool. yeah, I mean, this at least you went out.
I know. I gotta get
take
out.
photos.
Gotta get out.
Yeah. Emma, I will let you do next because we, I don't know. I feel like going last, so I can be quick.
Okay.
So I know, I mean, you can speak for yourself, but I know you took a workshop this month.
Yeah.
And these are photos from that. Do you want to share the background? I will start with the first photo.
Yeah. I took a workshop with Nikita Teryoshin. You maybe know him from Samuel's video.
Only
There's this
from just kidding.
This demonstration in Berlin. It's called Rave the Planet. It's after the Love Parade has closed. This is the festival that came after Love Parade, one of the biggest electronic dance music demonstrations in the world. And yeah, the workshop was around to go out and document the rave or the demonstration with flash, and I did that. Yeah.
What did you learn?
Yeah,
Tell us all the secrets.
All the secrets. He said, just go out and flash people and don't be shy or don't be afraid. And we had a lot of rainy weather.
That's perfect for
yeah. That's made it more interesting.
Oh, that's a lovely photo, man.
Yeah, with the couple kissing, that's
yeah,
amazing.
the couple kissing is amazing.
I saw all your the ones you showed me, all the photos you took, or the selection, and there was also one with a guy like totally naked, right? That's why you probably did not send it to me. But that was also cool.
There's always a naked guy in Berlin at each demonstration, festival, or something like this. Always a naked guy.
And were you all kind of by your own, or were you guided by Nikita? Did he give you like a little tutorial on how to use the flash, and then you all went out, or how was it? Like, were you all in the group together?
Yeah, it was a group workshop inside a meeting room where we first discussed portfolios, and then he showed how he photographs most of the times with the wireless flash and the angle that he uses, and his focal length. It's 35 millimeters most of the time, and that he mostly uses full power also, and adjusted to the light or how he wants to that the image comes out. Yeah, not use TTL, but I'm a TTL user. Sorry, I said it to plus one or plus two, and this gives me the results that I want. And then we did go out. Everyone could choose if he want to stay in the group or if he does want to go alone. I went most of the time alone, and after like 2 hours or 3 hours, we had a meeting point where we all grouped together and discussed our experiences. And after that, we also went back into the crowd and photographed. And you could all, if you wanted to, you could stay at Nikita, of course, all the time. But most people went on themselves, I think.
Yeah, I saw that he just had a huge exhibition of his photos from this event. I don't know how many times he went to it, but that looked pretty amazing, seeing the huge prints, and also his aesthetic is so him, and there are actually people who kind of copy him. Also, some German photographers because he gets obviously also booked for his look. So, yeah, cool. I have never heard about this before, but of course, Berlin has to have a rave thing. Nice, cool.
Yeah, I think I will maybe go there also next year and the years after that. It was a lot of fun, really a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you deal with the crowd?
Yeah,
so much crowd and composing and all that. It's hard. I mean, the flash helps, but
Yeah, I look at things that I kind of never saw before. So I try to point that out in the crowd, and I also hope that it happens right in front of me, and I go close. I used like 24 millimeters, and I'm really, really close. So it seems like it's wide, or I'm way back to the photograph people, but I'm really close to them, so I can isolate them with isolate the thing that I want to show with the 24 millimeters. Yeah.
Did you get any interesting reactions?
Yeah, there was one guy that I photographed, and he was like, "Whoa, take another picture." And then I took another one. You also seen that he gave me the finger.
Okay.
In one
nice.
in the second image. And then he wanted to see the image, and he said to me, it was also a little bit drunk. Both are bad, but it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Everyone in Berlin, check it out. Nice. Okay. Good. Yeah, let's we have 10 more minutes, then we are at the 2-hour mark, so I want to try to keep it under it. I also did not go out that many times because I spent my weekends working on a zine and then doing some jobs. But I found... Huh?
Excuses.
Yeah, exactly. No, also, I usually go out once or twice a week only because that's when I have a full day, and then I go into I don't live in the city, that's why. But I have some photos here that I took at the very end of June. I think it still counts because it was after our last stream. So, okay, I don't even know what the first one. Oh, that's actually July. Yeah, I went to a derby event. I always go there. It's just a third time maybe. But my friend David and I, we always go there. He wants to do a little series about this place. And here, I have an interesting story here because this was just happening behind me. I was kind of checking out this guy, and the other guys, they have these betting papers and waiting for the horse race, basically. And this is the only photo, the first photo I took, the very first. And I thought, okay, this is not bad. Maybe this will be a good day. And then on the left side, there was a guy who stopped me. I was in a good mood. I was like, oh, if that's the first photo, this will be a good day, I thought. And then there was this guy asking me for like 100 euros. So can you give me 100 euros?
100?
My card isn't working. He wants to bet on a horse. He said, my wife is coming in an hour. I will give you back. No problem. I was like, I don't even have 100. I have 50, but that's all I have. And sometimes you can't pay with card. So, and my friend told me he forgot to bring cash. And once you're in, you cannot go out. So I told them, even if I wanted to, I can't risk it. I only have 50. I need to provide for my friend and I. And also I didn't trust him. But he kept saying, you don't trust me? Like, I have a restaurant here. You can ask everyone. I always pay back. And I said, just wait for your wife. And yeah, but she will come and I will miss this one race. And he really kept me. And he always would say, you don't trust me? And then, come on, I'm a nice guy. And then because of this conversation, and eventually I just had to say, I'm sorry, I would like to help out, but I can't trust you just like that, I had to be honest. But it started to mess with my brain. I was kept thinking, am I a bad person? Should I have helped him? And that ruined the rest of the day because I kept thinking about this moment. I know this is another excuse, but that's why this day ended with this photo. Oh, I took other photos, but yeah, okay. I want to move on. And then there is this one event here in Hamburg. It's called Harley Days. I think it's the biggest bikers meetup in Europe. It's not only Harley Davidson owners, it's also everyone who owns a motorbike. And I've never went to it because, I don't know, I always missed it. It's always in summer. I would often be in Japan, so I've missed it. But this time I went, and it's kind of difficult to take interesting photos because you're not in the middle of them. You don't really hang out with them. They are there's an area where you have to buy a ticket, but they do this one tour around the city, and this is kind of an accident shot because I was trying to get some bikers here, and the only reason I like this photo is because I chose this background because it's a famous street in Hamburg. The red light district has this cool McDonald's with the strip club photos on it. So I knew, okay, this is the background. Now I need a good foreground. But I also knew, okay, it's just going to be bikers. But this guy actually in the middle is a famous German rock singer. His name is Peter Maffay. I don't know how famous he is outside of Germany or Europe. But he was leading this convoy. And they were coming by so fast. I did not even see him. Like, I had a feeling I would have someone in my frame, and later I realized, oh, it's him. I got him, but I did not know because it was so fast.
This is very wide, though. It's a 20.
It's a 21. Yeah. Good eye. Yeah, I had my record with the 28, but I had a wide angle adapter this time. And there's even some fill flash. I don't know if you can even see it. It's just giving a tiny bit of.
Pops in a little bit.
Yeah, you can barely see it.
I like the background, but it looks like way too far. I need to get like very glued on the screen. I can see it.
Yeah. Any closer and
I want to see those. I want to see those pictures of the.
I have photos of that. I can show you later.
Share that with me.
Yeah, it hasn't been there for a long time, but there are other famous like strip clubs that have an entrance where there's like where you basically enter. There are like two legs and the door is between the legs, and so
what a nice place.
Yeah, so but that one was more far away, and it's also kind of hidden behind like a path. So I knew best shot I got from this street is just choosing this background, and it's just
Hamburg is great for street photography.
Yeah, it is. It.
I had a good time there.
Oh yeah, you have been in Germany, but I didn't know you spent time in Hamburg.
I wrote you, and you ignored me. I wasn't famous enough yet.
Really? When you were in Hamburg? When was that? Must be a long time.
Last year.
Oh. I should check our history, chat history, because I remember. Did you say something about like for a coffee or something? You would buy a coffee.
You ghosted him? Why did you ghost him?
No, did I ghost you or did I reply?
You didn't reply.
What's wrong with you?
I think I replied, but okay, interesting. I forgot about
that. Okay.
Shit happens. I wasn't famous enough back then, That's all the benefits.
And now I'm chasing you all the way to Naples. So
subscriber entry with Lintaro.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I will get you a coffee in Naples, and then we are even. Okay.
It's €1 a coffee. Come on, you can get me 5.
Okay, I give you 2. Okay. Yeah, but we talked so much on Instagram, I can't even find our first message. Yeah. Okay. So that was one thing in early July, and then the same day there was a marathon. I didn't plan to photograph it. It was on the way. And I experimented a bit with my flash because I haven't used it a lot. So that was also a very sunny day, and I was kind of camping here. They were all giving this high five to this sign. And without the flash, they are in shadows. So it was kind of like a moment of, okay, I should probably bring my flash every time because you never know when.
Yeah, I have another critique to you. There's Dave Kremen that says that he's been replying to your stories for ages. You never reply back.
No.
You're mean.
No.
You're so German. Sorry.
Okay, I will check. Sorry, Dave. I will check. But
Dave Kremen he's a great photographer, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure we. Oh no, we are not following each other. But I remember you. Of course, Dave. I remember you from.
Dave is one of the
comments.
He's been supporting my journey since the beginning. He once sent me money when I got problem with my bank account. I got in when I was in Nepal. My bank account, got blocked for suspicious activity because I'm a Latino. So of course I'm a drug dealer. So and they've sent me, like 250, 300 euros like that.
All right,
and
Dave.
we never met
when I need money
in person. He sent me 250. And this guy, was asking you for 100. You weren't able to give it. Do you see?
I'm just reading the last comment. Sorry, Dave. I just followed you back, and yeah, I'm seeing the comments now.
It's a cool guy, man. It's a very cool guy. He's been supporting my journey.
I see that I
beginning.
definitely reposted some stories, and yeah, but I remember you, Dave, from the video comments. But Instagram is. I don't like the messaging part of Instagram, even though you have, primary folder in general and requests and stuff. But once the message gets pushed down, right, you sometimes lose it. You cannot even find it anymore. So sorry for that. Now everyone is like, yo, I was also messaging you. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So stay tuned for next time, because I might share some photos from Naples. So
right. Yeah, and see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Exactly.
We're gonna show you some good places for eating.
Oh, that's what I'm most excited for.
Good coffee, good food, nice people. Bring a swimsuit, by the way.
I already packed my my swim shorts, so might even use it as my regular
and
pants.
Also sunscreen, because you look like you need some protection.
Yeah, I might. I'm always like very anti like sunscreen until I regret it, but I should probably have a little bit with me. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Eduardo,
Tim, you're coming as well?
We'll meet in Mexico, yeah?
Yeah.
October.
We meet in Mexico, true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. Cool. Nice. Yeah, I would love to also come to Mexico. I think I have 1 or 2 photos exhibited, so please share. Any last things, Eduardo? You wanna shout out something you wanna?
No,
let the world
thank
know?
you for the invitation. It was a pleasure.
Of course.
It's been 2 hours. Have a good night. Enjoy your kids. And team, see you in Mexico. We're gonna make some video roasting people from Mexico.
Yeah.
Please
that's gonna be great.
Feed your niche. We need more of that. All right. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us. Making this all engaging and fun. And see you next time. So make sure to check out Eduardo's channel and Instagram and follow him wherever he is. And yeah, let's see who we have on next time. I want to have more guests on. I think it's good for this format. Maybe keep it under an hour next time. Thanks for your time, Eduardo.
Pleasure. Yeah, finally.
All right. Yeah, finally. Okay. See you on the weekend, Eduardo, and see you all next week or next Friday. Next show.
Next month.
Bye.
Thank you, folks.
Ciao.
Later.
Cheers.
Bye. Thanks.
So.